Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Spina Bifida Guide to Hope. My name is Leilani, and today I'm going to do a mini story time on my left kidney. Now, what about my left kidney? Well, my left kidney is smaller than my right. I've never shared this information on my channel before, so I thought I'd talk about it now because I found out a little bit of new information in my most recent urology appointment. So I thought I would just share everything about my small left kidney. Now, when I was in my late teens, I went to my annual urology appointment, and that is where I found out new information years ago about my left kidney. Now, the information that I found out was because I had a renal bladder ultrasound at the time, and the actual tech who was doing the ultrasound kind of looked at it while they were doing it, and they kind of made a comment about how they see that my left kidney is a bit smaller than my right. But obviously they can't talk about anything like giving medical advice or nothing like that, or diagnosis or anything medical. That's up to the urologist. So they told me that after the ultrasound that the urologist would talk to me more about it if I had any questions or concerns. So when I seen my urologist, it did come up in that appointment that yes, my left kidney was about 2 to 3 centimeters smaller than my right kidney. Now, they didn't go into super detail, and I didn't really ask questions about why my left kidney was smaller. All I was really concerned about at the time was, is it going to be a problem in the future? What's gonna happen because it's smaller than my right kidney? Is that okay? So they informed me that they don't see any future problems arising because of my kidney being smaller, considering that there are people that can live without 2 kidneys and can only live with 1, and because of the fact that I had never had previous issues prior to this appointment with my kidneys, so they didn't see any issue with it at the time. And still to this day, I've never had issues with my kidneys, and I pray I never do. All they had told me was about the size difference, and they also did inform me that because it was smaller than my right, that it wasn't working at full capacity like my right kidney is. They informed me that it may be working because of the smaller size, about 70-ish% capacity rather than 100% capacity, and that my right kidney can actually be compensating for that and working harder than my left kidney because of my left kidney's size. So like I said, they didn't really give me much information other than that. I just left that appointment and was fine with the information that I was given because they didn't see any concern about it, and I went on my merry way, and I've been living with it for years, and I've never had an issue with one of my kidneys being smaller than the other. So I just went on with it and ignored it, and it was what it was. Up until my most recent urology appointment that I just recently had, they also mentioned about my kidney being smaller, and I had informed them that I already knew that information. Mind you, this was a new urologist, so obviously they didn't know that I already was informed of that. So I let them know, yeah, I know, I was informed when I was in my late teens about it, and they didn't really see a concern with it, so I just been living my life with a smaller kidney. But I did ask about the reasons as to why my left kidney is smaller, because I never got into that conversation with my urologist years ago when I first found out. So I did ask my now urologist, what is the reason for my left kidney being smaller? And they informed me that there is a plethora of possibilities. They can't exactly give me a definite answer as to why my left kidney is smaller, simply because I'm new to their office, and that is something mainly that happens at young age when it comes to a kidney developing smaller. So they're not going to know obviously that information and exactly, but they kind of theorized what it could have been, and they asked me if I suffered a lot of UTIs when I was little. I did have frequent UTIs when I was younger, and majority of the time they were back to back to back. So I let them know that yeah, I definitely did suffer from frequent UTIs when I was little, and they told me that that is most likely in my case what could have happened, because according to my urologist, it is possible that when you have frequent UTIs and you're really little and really young, that scarring kind of forms around your kidney or kidneys, and it can stunt its growth. Because according to research that I did myself after that appointment, and just to mention, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a professional, this is just research that I did myself at home after that appointment to learn a little bit more. But from my research, I found out that from newborn up until you're about 10 years old, your kidneys are still technically developing, and they're not at full capacity until you're about 10. So between the ages of 0 to 10, since my frequent UTIs were going on and it was, happening so often with the UTIs, it is very possible that I formed scarring around that specific kidney and it just stunted the growth. And I've just been living my life not knowing until I was in my late teens about that kidney being smaller. Now again, I never had issues with my left kidney being smaller than the other than the fact that they tell me that my right kidney is compensating for my left kidney being the size that it is, and my right kidney is working kind of like overtime. That is really the only difference, other than obviously the size. But I've never had any issues, and this new urologist doesn't see any future issues with it. So it is what it is. I just have a smaller kidney, and like I've said, there's people that live with one, so I'm not totally concerned about it. I've never been concerned about it, as long as I'm healthy and I keep up with my cathing the right way, and I keep up with drinking water the right way, and I keep up with things medically that I have to do the right way, then I'm fine, is what my urologist told me. So we're gonna go by that. I just thought that this was something I wanted to share, since I did find out a little bit of new information as to why I possibly could have a small kidney. Now again, it's just a theory. It's not concrete, because they obviously didn't know me when I was little, so they can't really definitely tell me that's what it was. But from the things that I've told them, that's what they theorized, which is fine by me. At least now I have an answer and a reason as to why my left kidney is smaller. Because I've always actually wondered. It's just at the time that I found out that it was smaller, I wasn't really concerned at that point in time. But as I got older, I was like, I really do wonder why. And I just never got around to asking any of my urologists, why is my kidney smaller? And finally it came out. That is my little mini story time on my small left kidney, and when I found out, and why it's possibly smaller. If you have one kidney that's smaller than the other, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching my little story time. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would be greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!